Silence in this court. Now I have come to my judgment. The investment bank is meant to protect its clients' money, not expose it to fraudsters. I therefore rule in favor of the plaintiff and set a 21 million shillings compensation. Court is adjourned.
Thank you.
I'll be talking to your boss.
It's a good thing we didn't settle. So sorry you lost.
Yes?
21 million compensation.
What do you mean?
You sent a lamb to do a lion's job. 21 million, we lost.
I don't know what to say.
Nothing. Next time, you do the defense.
Tell Elsie to see me the moment she steps in this office.
Yes?
In my office, now.
Good morning, Morgan Company Advocates. Kindly hold. Hey, Elsie, the boss wants to see you now. Okay. Thank you for holding. How can I help you, sir? Yeah, you can. 6784.
We lost the case. I lost the case. The client is paying damages of 21 million.
So I heard.
The plaintiff had
The plaintiff had nothing. They had nothing.
new evidence was admitted at the last minute.
New evidence, you say? Why wasn't I informed of this new evidence?
I thought that
You assured me that this case was easy. A piece of cake. Somehow you miraculously chopped on that piece of easy cake. You have disappointed me and my client. What have you to say to that?
You called, sir?
Yes, the bullies case.
What about it?
Mr. Mwako,
I want you to represent them.
the hearing is today.
I'm well acquainted with the hearing. It's at 2 p.m. Drop everything you have. The case is yours.
All right.
I have prepared a strong defense. Giving the case to Joe will just jeopardize the case. He hasn't had enough time to
If I
familiarize...
didn't have any personal connections with him, I would take over the case, join the second bait. Cannot afford to lose another case.
Sure, sir. I'll take it. This case is a sure win for this company, and you know that. Regardless of the short notice you've given me, I'm actually quite familiar with HIV suits.
Meanwhile, Elsie, I want you to figure out why you lost the case. Then come have a sit down with me. I'll take you through your faults. Or, on the other hand, you can take it up with Joe.
I'll be glad to assist you, Elsie. But if you want to be the best, you can learn from the best in the field.
That would be all.
Knock yourself out.
Hey, I could give you this case which I've been handling. It's an assault case, and the ruling could definitely go away for the client.
No thanks.
Seriously. At least you'll have some work to do today, and of course you will be in his good books with this. Huh?
You have 2 hours to the hearing.
Polly, call Martha and Ian Mooley and tell them to be at the courts by 1 p.m. and not 2 p.m. as we had agreed. Just do it. Yeah, no calls, and I'm not seeing anyone right now. I've got deadlines to meet. Okay, thank you. I'll be at the library just in case you need my legal consult. Eh?
Someone gotta cheer me up, okay?
That someone has good telepathy.
Finally, a smile.
Anything to get my mind off this morning.
So, who is it from?
No one that you should know.
Would I have brought them myself if I didn't want to know who sent them?
Pauline, go back to work.
I should have opened the card before I brought them. Actually, that's what I'll do next time.
Are you sure you had this right?
Yes, the secretary said 1 p.m. in the courtroom. It's 1:15.
This is a bit bizarre. Have a seat.
Relax. I'm sure you don't want to stress the baby now. Yeah?
Mr. and Mrs. Mooley, I'm really sorry, very sorry. The traffic, it was really bad. And you know Nairobi, extremely sorry. Oh, where are my manners? Joe Carrillo, legal associate at Marco and Company. Here's my business card. Elsie Kamona has had an unfortunate incident.
Oh, is she okay?
Yes, she is. Nothing she can handle, but she's very remorseful that she couldn't be here with us today. So Mr. Mwako assigned me to this case.
But the hearing starts in less than an hour. Are you sure you've got enough time to prepare?
Well, have a seat. Well, I've had the benefit to preview Elsie's preparatory notes, and I've been involved with the research side of it. Trust me, I'm good to go.
Okay.
I've also looked at the statements and the documents that pertain to your case, and I wanted to hear it from you, and that's why I asked you to come here this early.
What do you want to know?
Everything. Every little detail.
Well, it all started as neighborhood gossip. One day I'm driving in from work and the watchman says he'd like to speak to me. He tells me that there's been rumors around the neighborhood that Congestina, that's my house help, that she's HIV positive. That she and her friends went to a VCT some months earlier where she tested positive.
All right, so what did you do?
I was shocked. Congestina has worked for us for 3 years. She practically raised our firstborn, who is now 2.5 years old.
Martha spoke about it that night with me, and we were very much concerned.
I couldn't bear the thought of my children being endangered in any way.
And she had this persistent cough. She was even slacking in her work.
I pretty much get the picture of that going.
So I confronted her. Well, of course, she denied everything. At some point, I had to get Ian in to convince her to tell us the truth.
She eventually confessed that she had tested positive on HIV/AIDS some months ago.
I was furious. I couldn't believe she'd keep such vital information from us. And she prepares our food, takes care of our baby. I was scared for my family.
In fact, we had to take him for testing just to be sure he was okay.
So your son is negative, of course.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to what happened after you made your discoveries.
Of course, we let her go.
We paid her dues. In fact, we paid for 2 months in advance just to help her resettling.
Simple maths. So you paid her 4,000 shillings every month, and then you gave her 12,000 shillings after you let her go.
Yeah.
Yes, and the next morning I asked her to leave immediately.
2 weeks later, I find this court summons in my office. She was suing us for unlawful dismissal on condition of HIV status. And this is absurd.
Hello, Mrs. Mwako. What's going on?
I don't know.
What a morning. What a day.
How could you do that to our son? You just left him in the middle of nowhere to find his way?
He should grow up.
Grow up? Taking his car and leaving him in the middle of nowhere? He had no money.
He had you to call.
He had me to call? So now it's my fault?
Yes, it is. You're always interfering with my ways of raising him. You spoil him rotten. That man doesn't even have the basic essence of a man.
And taking his car from him will give him the basic essence?
And how did Congestina get to know about this NGO fighting AIDS in Kenya?
Well, we don't know.
Are you sure? I mean, a househelp can't just walk out of your home and go to an NGO, get legal representation, especially in such a short duration.
Well, we suspect this has something to do with Martin Momo.
Martin Momo, the politician, vying for the Kasarani seat.
Yes, that's him.
Aren't you also contending for the same seat?
Yeah.
Martin Momo is also one of the directors at this NGO. He's obviously out to get us.
I don't see much of you around here, Maxwell. So, are you the handsome one in the family?
Not really. There are only 2 boys in the family.
It's a compliment. Silly.
Okay, thanks.
I don't treat him like
Pity in the name of...
something happened to him.
And you two should...
Like a child.
Did you...
He had no money.
He had you.
Nowhere, no car. What?
What is all that shouting about?
Husband and wife domestics.
It's loud.
So do you want to intervene and get your head bitten off?
Oh well.
I'll be right back, Maxwell.
Right.
I was expecting Elsie.
I wasn't expecting you either.
Is she still licking her wounds from this morning's loss? I see you've come to get a whipping just like hers.
Rima, I'm here to set the record straight. And the only person who will be getting a lashing here today is actually staring at me right now.
Smug as always.
Hey, how about I buy you a consolation dinner in advance tonight? You'll need it.
In the matter of Congestina Juma versus Mr. and Mrs. Muli, are both parties present?
Yes, my lord.
Very well. Ms. Shah, you have your opening address.
My lord, my client, Congestina Juma, has sued the Moolies for wrongful termination of employment and further seeks aggravated damages for blatant discrimination on the basis of her HIV status. People living with AIDS remain Kenyans and subject to due process, especially safeguarding their constitutional rights. We shall lead evidence to clearly show that my client was an exemplary employee of the Moolies where she worked for 3 years as a house help. We shall further demonstrate that her employers, the defendants, unlawfully compelled her to disclose her HIV status and upon learning that she was positive, immediately let her go. The entire neighborhood knows her status. No one wants to employ her. Congestina is a mother of 2 and the sole breadwinner of her family. How will she fend for herself? The Moolies must compensate her.
Counsel?
My lord. My lord, contrary to the case that my fellow learned friend is putting here, this is not a case about discrimination. This is a case about a callous and an ungrateful employee endangering the lives of our employers and children, born and unborn. We shall show here in this court that the plaintiff is the author of her own misfortunes in clandestinely dealing with her employer. Her services were terminated as they should have, not because she was HIV positive, but because of her lies and continued non-performance. For how long did Conjestina Juma know she was HIV positive? For how long did she know that? Why did she tell her employer when she found out? I mean, it makes us wonder what she was planning. She was not even on treatment. She didn't even go for counseling. My lord, she was unstable. She was a risk. And my client acted in the best way possible. And that was to let Conjestina Juma go. That's it, my lord.
All right. Are both sides ready to call in the witnesses?
Yes,
my lord.
Call in your first witness.
We call in Conjestina Juma. Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Do you swear by the Almighty God that the evidence you shall give in this court concerning matters in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So God help you.
I do.
Thank you.
Conjestina, how long had you worked with the Moolies for?
3 years.
Can you describe those 3 years?
They were good employers and paid me well. I had no problems. I even took good care of their firstborn son, Mark, who is 2.5 years now, and was prepared for an additional family member.
I see. Do you remember what happened on the 9th of February?
She did not look happy. She did not waste time and asked me if I had AIDS.
Go on.
I did not answer right away.
Why?
I didn't think it was any of her business.
And what happened with this intrusion of your privacy?
She wanted to beat me up. She started shouting at me and threatened to fire me and take me to the police station if I did not tell her the truth.
And this is when you told her your status.
I was afraid of losing my job, so I told her the truth, and she took the documents that I had got from the Riverside VCT Center.
And what happened next?
She told me to pack my things and be out of the house first thing in the morning. She said I wanted to kill her family. The mister, after going to the ATM, gave me 12,000 that same night.
And how was your work before then?
My work was good, the house was clean, food was cooked on time, the baby was bathed and fed on time.
So the only reason you were let go was because of your status?
Oh, please. She's lying now just as she was lying then.
Advise your client to restrain herself.
Yes, my lord.
I won't have unnecessary outbursts in my court.
Yes, my lord.
Go on, Conjestina.
Yes, if not, I would still have my job. I was shocked at how suddenly they hated me after 3 years working for them. They treated me like I wasn't a person.
Richard?
I don't like it when we fight like this. Did Maxwell tell you what happened?
Yes.
Did he tell you that he was suspended?
Of course, but he was unfairly suspended.
How is someone unfairly suspended when he's caught by the dean of students having sex in the back seat of a car?
What?
The car you forced me to buy for him. He didn't even have the decency to get to the privacy of a room. He had to have sex in the back of a car.
I didn't know.
You see, you didn't know. You jumped to the conclusion before finding out exactly what happened.
But shouldn't I be more concerned about his safety and the reasons why you left him with no car?
He is not getting back that car.
Richard, please, all boys go through the backseat phase.
He is not getting that car back. And while he's on suspension, I will not give him any money. I want him working for his money. I'll not give him money to go drinking himself silly in the city in the name of having fun.
Richard,
And you too should not give him any money.
Counsel?
Yes, my lord. Congestina, when did you find out that you're HIV positive?
4 months ago.
And what made you go for the checkup? Were you not feeling well or?
No.
Then why the test?
I just wanted to know my status. I went with some of the other girls in the estate.
Why didn't you start the ARV treatment? Please answer my question.
I don't know.
You don't know. What about the counseling?
I don't know.
All right, why didn't you tell Martha that you are HIV positive?
I was going to tell her.
Really? You didn't get treatment? You didn't go for counseling? You didn't talk to anyone? And you are depressed? I mean, you could have done anything. You could have done anything to my client.
Objection. He's harassing my client. The last time I checked, counsel was not a psychologist.
Anything to do with an incurable virus that you're trying so hard to hide can cause some mental instability to you. And I don't have to be a psychologist to know this.
Sustained.
Right. So, Congestina, I still want to know, why didn't you get any help?
I was still thinking of what to do. It was not easy.
You know, that statement has many meanings. Several. Very sinister. Okay, on the 9th, you were let go on the 9th, and by the 19th you already had an advocate to represent you. And the advocate fees were paid by that high-profile NGO fighting AIDS in Kenya. You had a legal representation in 10 days. 10 days!
Objection, my lord.
What's the objection? I'm just trying to show the court how fast Congestina managed to get a medium-sized law firm to represent her in this suit.
Counsel, what's your point?
My lord, all I'm trying to say is that Congestina might have made a plan to bring this suit here, or somebody pushed her to take legal action.
Every Kenyan has the right to legal representation.
All I'm saying is that Congestina had a plan before she left employment. Okay, Congestina, how did you know about the Fighting AIDS in Kenya NGO? My lord, I need an answer.
Congestina?
A friend in the estate told me about it.
Yet, you left the neighborhood very early in the morning. Huh? What time did your friend tell you about this NGO? And, in fact, does he have a name?
Objection. What's the relevance?
Sustained. The friend has no relevance in this case.
Okay, my lord, I'm just trying to establish to this court that Congestina Juma here planned this. When she found out she was HIV positive, she was going to get herself fired and revert to her backup plan, sue my clients, and get as much money as possible from them.
No!
Counsel, these are issues you can ventilate in submissions. Let's move on with the cross-examination. Do you have any more questions?
That'll be all for now.
Manuel? Hot coffee.
I didn't ask for coffee.
Yeah. You know, I thought something hot will do you good. And besides, coffee is great. It has extra sugar.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So do I make the best coffee or what?
It's okay. It's great.
So, Maxwell, tell me. So where do you hang out? Do you like fast music? Do you like ballroom dancing? Like, you know, ballroom dance?
Oh, Maxwell.
Salama.
Karibu.
Asante.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. You're here.
Yeah.
I was waiting for some very important mail.
So, what were you saying? Maxwell.
No, he wasn't saying anything. He wasn't saying anything. Uko hapa leo?
Niko hapa.
Vipi? Kuna shida?
Kuna. There's no problem.
Okay.
Ambrose, don't you have some work to do, you know, some cleaning in the kitchen?
No work.
Martha Muli, could you tell the court how you discovered your house help status?
It was neighborhood gossip that reached me through the watchman. I was very concerned about my family's safety, obviously. That same night I asked her about it.
Then what happened?
She denied everything at first. I suspected she was lying, but after some pressure, she admitted to having tested positive for HIV.
Did you threaten to fire her, as she claimed earlier on?
No, I didn't. I insisted on knowing, though.
Then what did you and Ian decide next?
Well, Ian and I talked. Obviously, we weren't very happy with her.
Why?
For lying to us for so long.
What do you mean?
I mean, having a house help with HIV is risky, especially because of young Mark. I'm also due in a few months. She should have told us. I would have helped her get medication and counseling. I mean, here she was coughing around the house, and I thought it was just a common cold.
I understand. I'll just go.
That night, Ian and I decided to let her go. We paid her 3 months' salary, what was due her that month, and 2 months' advance, just in good faith. And then the next morning, we asked her to leave.
And how was she behaving before you found out her status?
Well, I'd noticed she was more withdrawn and slow at her work. She liked to be alone a lot of the time. Sometimes I'd hear her cry at night. I assumed she probably was just having problems with her boyfriend.
Beginning of depression, eh?
Objection.
No need to object. I'm through with my witness. Thank you, my lord.
Cross-examination?
Thank you. Martha, Congestina carefully took care of you and your family, including your baby, for 3 years.
Yes.
She probably had the virus then, and you're all still healthy.
Yes, we all are.
Good. So then why did the discovery make her different?
I just couldn't take the risk.
You took the risk 3 years ago. She didn't present you with a medical report upon employment, did she?
No, she didn't, but...
If you took the risk then, what changed?
Look, she was slowing down at her job. I constantly had to contend with endless sick-offs. I couldn't take the risk of having her taking care of my babies when she obviously couldn't even take care of herself.
You fired her because of her status. It had nothing to do with her work. You discriminated against her, and you made her reveal her status even though you knew it was confidential.
That is not true.
I have no further questions.
Martha Mole, you may step down.
Richard, he's still young. He'll get out of this.
He should have grown up and been responsible. But you keep on treating him with kid gloves. How do you expect him to be an adult?
I don't treat him like a child.
Yes, you do. Look at this situation. You left your office to go pick up a man, a grown-up boy, because he can't get into a matatu.
But Richard, he got lost.
Ha! A grown man get lost. Kid gloves.
You don't see me complaining about the way you treat Imani. You give her everything she asks for.
She is well behaved.
Oh, I see. Punish the bad child by leaving him in the middle of nowhere with no car, but reward the good child because...
He was not in the middle of nowhere. He was near the campus and he had money.
You're totally missing the point.
I don't want to get it.
I thought so. We should treat them the same.
We should control Maxwell.
Let's go, Maxwell.
Habari yako madam?
Salama, salama.
You are not aware about Constantina's status?
Yes.
Why did you agree with your wife to let her go?
I was concerned about her state of mind. At some point, I thought that she was pregnant.
And why was that?
She had become more and more withdrawn and more moody than my pregnant wife.
Go on.
I was afraid of what she might do.
Do to who?
To herself and to my family. Especially at this time when she was not getting counseling. She could do anything. Anything to harm my wife and my family.
Sustained.
That will be all for the witness. Thank you, my lord.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, my lord. Have you ever interacted with people with HIV?
No, not really.
Never? Is it because you have a personal dislike towards them?
No, I just haven't had the occasion to.
Or you just avoid ever interacting with them? And you found out that your house help was one of them, which is why you immediately dismissed her.
Objection.
I'm done, my lord. Thank you.
Your closing statement, Ms. Sharp.
Thank you. Individuals living with HIV have been fighting against discrimination for decades. The country has been involved in vigorous education on how the virus gets transmitted. We have come so far in this fight. The Moolies are educated. They know how the virus gets transmitted. Carrying a baby, washing clothes, cleaning the house does not spread the virus. Which begs the question, just why was Conjestina Juma, who worked for them for 3 years and helped raise a healthy baby, suddenly being dismissed? Conjestina is a mother of 2 and the breadwinner of an extended family. Now that she was unfairly dismissed, she's finding it hard to fend for her family. The neighborhood knows about her status because of how the Moolies handled her. The story is spreading like wildfire that she was trying to infect the family. She cannot get another job. The situation is dire. That is why we are here today beseeching this court to intervene for Conjestina's sake and for those persons living with HIV. We are here to continue the fight against their discrimination and their right of employment. Thank you.
You may proceed.
My Lord, my clients have nothing against people living with HIV. In fact, they support their fight. However, my clients are against anyone who is HIV positive taking care of their babies and them. Minor accidents do happen, especially when it comes to handling children. Minor accidents such as a cut or a graze while preparing food could act as an opportunity for the virus to spread. And it's a risk that no mother or person can take. Yes, we know she worked with the family for 3 years. Yes, she helped them raise a perfectly healthy baby. And yes, she's almost like family. But when she found out that she was HIV positive, she didn't disclose that to her employer. Why? She was practically family, entrusted with the care of the young child and another one on the way. So why was she silent? I mean, it seems as if she had a plan. My clients felt betrayed and concerned for the safety of her family. The Moolies acted out of the love of their family, not discrimination. They even paid her 2 months in advance. Is there any discrimination in that?
The court will be ready to give a ruling tomorrow at 4 p.m. and the court is adjourned.
Bye. Dad!
Hi there.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Late though.
I'm sorry. I had to meet a client who gave me a very short notice.
No, that's fine. I'm glad you're here. Sit down.
You sounded down when I talked to you earlier.
Yeah, I was. I lost a case.
Oh dear.
He was one of our biggest clients. Moko was so mad. He took me off this HIV case I was working on, which I was pretty sure I was going to win.
He gave it to Joe?
Yep.
Oh, Elsie, you know you are a very good lawyer. And Moko knows that. Probably was having a bad day.
Yeah, I thought so.
Jabari is doing great. His teachers are very happy with his progress in school.
Yeah, he's a clever boy. Thanks so much for picking him up.
Yeah, I love that boy. You know, he always reminds me of you when you were small, baby.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
But that's why I'm here. Although it looks like you're on your way out for a date.
Yeah, I'm meeting an old friend.
That's what they are called these days. Old friends?
Come on.
I am also having a meeting.
Oh.
Maybe I could come tomorrow and have lunch with my daughter.
That would be great.
Good. Then, let's go out so that you are not late to meet your old friend.
being here so early? What time did you leave home?
Pole, nilitravel jana usiku na nimefika leo nikakuja straight.
Mbona hukunipigia simu? Today I have a very busy day.
I'm sorry, I tried to call you the whole of yesterday.
Yeah, I was in the court the whole day. Come to my office.
Okay.
Sasa, niambie vipi?
Niko poa. Nimetoka nyumbani leo.
Wakoaje?
They're fine. I needed some help. I need some school fees for the children.
Okay.
Ni siku mingi. If you've not come home and you've not sent some money.
Well, things have been tight around here. I'm quite busy, but tomorrow will come.
Okay.
Chukua kidogo. Go home. Take a shower, rest, eat. Then maybe join the kwa nazi zingine alafu ndakupatia, sawa?
Asante.
Kuna kazi mob hapa. Let's meet in the evening, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much. Nimeshukuru. Yeah.
I am ready to rule. Any matter involving HIV is extremely delicate. Now, it is wrong for anybody, any person, to force one to disclose their HIV status in whichever manner without consent. When it comes to health care, the matter is even more sensitive. Now, a HIV positive person is capable of carrying on or carrying out their duties so long as he or she is well enough to do so. However, there are certain occupations that an HIV positive person cannot fit in. In this case, I have carefully reviewed the evidence adduced by the two sides and the case law cited by the two counsel, who evidently did thorough research. I find that on a balance of probabilities, the plaintiff has not proved her case. And the same is dismissed with costs to the defendants. It is so ordered.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Nothing. Congratulations.